Guys, it's getting close. Valentine's Day, right around the corner. Here it comes. What are you gonna do? You know, you could do the Dom Perignon thing, but that's not value, is it? You know, hey, a little on a side note, I mean, if I brought a bottle of Dom Perignon home that I actually paid for and enjoyed it with my wife for Valentine's Day, she'd say, "This is delicious," and then she'd say, "How much was it?" And I'd be like, "It was $200,000," and she'd be like, "Get out. I love you, but not that much." So let's think about Valentine's Day. Let's think about what we're really doing here, or let's think about year-round. Let's think about weeknight champagne. We can with the Nicolas Feuillatte. We can do this. It's champagne day every day with this stuff. Great story here. It is what it is, a cooperative winery, a co-op, if you will, which it's no different than any other co-op out there in agricultural society. It's a group of growers getting together, banding together, using their superpowers to create a larger cohesive brand that can really deliver serious quality, serious value for money. And that's exactly what these guys have done. Basically, we're talking about 5,000 growers that farm 5,200 acres of vineyard. Let's do the simple math. An acre a grower. So we're talking about literally hundreds of backyard guys in Champagne that have all committed to producing the Nicolas Feuillatte wine. And the results are pretty amazing year to year, I gotta say. We're always touched by the wines as they come through, especially for the value. Here is what they call their Réserve exclusive Brut. The cellar master Guillaume, you know, he's got a really interesting way of chucking this wine together, which is he kind of goes ass backwards with it. He starts with the older reserve wines to kind of formulate like the aura of the wine, like the mojo of it, right? And then he uses the current vintages to fill in all the gaps and create the bulk of the blend. But it's really, he's starting from the outside in with this wine as opposed to creating a base wine and then using the reserve or library wines to create the nuance and the touches later. He's going, I want this mojo to the framework of the wine, and then he's using all the yummy younger gear to give it the middle and give it the foundation. Really fascinating. But what it does do is it creates what I would consider like an old soul of a champagne. There's real nuance in this non-vintage bottling. It's not a throwaway wine. It's not a wine that, you know, oh, they bought this juice from here, they bought this juice from here, et cetera, blend it all together, throw in some old stuff, boom, that's a label. This doesn't work that way. The Nicolas Feuillatte Réserve Exclusive Brut is a wine dedicated towards not necessarily tasting the same every year, but guaranteed every vintage or every iteration of this wine, it's gonna have its own mojo. It's gonna be really distinctive and characterful. And I think the Nicolas Feuillatte team has successfully done it with this wine. A little bit of a side note, real quick before I forget, 40% Pinot Noir, 40% Meunier, 20% Chardonnay, for all your nerds out there. Do not ask me the dosage level, I'll have to kill you. It's in the middle somewhere. Okay, so we don't get too wrapped up in that, considering the wine and the price. You know, another little side note here, it's not even a side note, it's like probably the main note of this piece, is that the Wine Spectator in their recent value issue gave this wine their #6 value wine of the year. It's a huge accolade. There were only 10 wine values of the year out of these thousands of wines tasted. You guys may remember the La Crema we ran with a few weeks back as being the #1 value. Well, this was the #6 value wine of the year from Wine Spectator, and might I add, the only sparkling wine in that value report. So when you think about all the Prosecco, you think about all the Cavas, you think about all the California sparklers, you think about, my gosh, anything that's fizzy, right? And out of all those fizzy wines, the Spectator said, this one. This is the one that delivers. And I have to say, with this newest iteration, it's one of the finest iterations of Nicky F's Réserve Exclusive Brut I've had the pleasure to try, and it is really charming, pleasureful, complex, engaging champagne that your wife won't get mad at you if you open on Valentine's Day, or any day for that matter. Under 40 bucks here, I think 36.98, something like that's the price. Remarkable, sparkling value here from Nicolas Feuillatte.